to do this, and so for Halloween, we dressed up as an ensemble cast from Frozen, and I got to be Elsa, which was great. And my friend Priya dressed up as Anna. So just great for you guys, because who's left, right? So Willow got to be Kristoff, and Solana was a troll. Isn't that perfect?
It was totally fun.
Yeah, it's really good fun. Watch. Okay, so looks like, whoa, I'm getting some special treatment here. Aw, okay, so I have an outfit now. I think it's about that time. We always get to this point in our shows. I think it's about story time. So let's see what we can cook up here for Christmas. I think this story is going to take us somewhere cold. Okay? All right, let's see what happens. The elves were in the workshop. Christmas Eve was almost here, when the news came round that the boss was down with a nasty bout of flu. Santa Claus, that dear old man, he'd spread himself too thin. Sitting in bed with a pillow on his head, he said, "Boy, I just can't win." But someone was needed to do his job, and so he called a meeting. He would choose one elf to fly a sleigh and help him out that evening.
"Hey Santa Claus, you're pretty good, and I know this sounds cliche, but you're looking kinda old and gray, like someone should say in the day. I'm a CEO and a top shelf elf, and listen what I've got to say. I'll take a survey, I'll cut the pay, this place could use that anyway. With efficiency and double speed and the help of my sidekick Sid, we'll triple the toys for all girls and boys by this Christmas Eve."
So Santa sat straight up in bed and turned to him to say, "Well, that's all right and fine and good, but will you fly the sleigh?"
"I'm a CEO and a top shelf elf, I can learn that any day."
So Santa smiled and looked at him and said to him, "Well, okay."
"Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why, poor Santa, he's not coming to your town. He's very, very sorry, he wishes that he could, but now it's up to Zip and Zap to get this stuff to you. So they better watch out, they better be sharp, they better be smart, I'm telling you why, Santa, he's not coming to your town."
Flying fast, they came at last to a land of trees and sea. Zooming through a big snow cloud, Zip turned to Zap to say,
"We're doing great, keep straight ahead, don't worry about a thing. We'll get there just in time, I think, as those kids hop into bed."
But Zappy had much bigger plans than just that simple scheme.
"That's not fast enough,"
He screamed, and with haste he went extreme. Thinking he was oh so clever, down came his hand on a big red lever. A latch came loose beneath the sleigh, dropping the presents to their dismay. All the gifts fell down to the sea below and were lost forevermore.
"What are we gonna do now?"
Wailed and put his head in his hand.
"There's only one thing we can do. We've gotta get this sleigh to land."
Steering the sleigh through a blanket of cloud, they landed the sleigh with a noise very loud and found themselves facing this very large crowd of some people who kind of expect some presents.
"Well, gee, these poor people, we better give them something. If Santa finds out, we're dust, we're nothing."
Two little elves were in a fix, it was true. All these waiting people, they must decide what to do. Without the gifts to deliver, it became very clear. They must find some other way to spread Christmas cheer.
"Listen to me, little Zip, and you'll see. All these people need is a dance show for free." do better and get what they need. Let's keep this up a notch. We have to succeed!
All the elves were in the workshop. Christmas Eve was really here when Zip and Zap woke up and found they'd had a big old nightmare. Santa Claus, that dear old man, he was ready to begin. In the shed and sitting in the sled, he said, "Boy, this makes me grin." Beaming around at his North Pole home, he decided to call a meeting. He would choose one elf to fly his sleigh and help him out that evening.
Hey Santa Claus, you're pretty good, and I know this sounds cliche, but you're looking kind of young and great, and I'll help you in any way. We are just little elves with nothing much to say, but I'll gladly do what I can for you, and it will help you too.
So Santa sat straight up in the sled and turned to them to say, "Well, that's all right and fine and good, but will you fly the sleigh?"
Oh, Santa Claus, we're just little elves and we try our very best, but we have just one request. You'd better fly the sleigh.
So Santa smiled and looked at them and said to them, "Well, okay."
Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty now.